Welcome everybody back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin.
I'm in 15 PCA.
And this is our review for the Orville episode 9, Cupid's Dagger. Out of all the episodes, this is the funniest one. Easily.
Oh, it's not even close. It's so funny.
I laughed out loud so much in this episode. It's just joke after joke after joke.
And the comedy that I love.
Yeah.
And it's funny because McFarlane, I know some people were saying, well, they wanted it to be more funny in the series. Now you finally got an episode. That's what everyone thought the series was going to be.
This is just every scene is just a setup for another joke.
Yeah.
And so basically the loose narrative that's in this episode is there's two warring factions fighting over a planet.
Yeah.
And then they decide, you know what? There's this ancient artifact. Whoever this ancient artifact belongs to, like through DNA scans, if it belongs to this race, they'll take the planet. And they're even they're like, well, that's kind of a dumb way to do it, but that's what they agreed to.
They agreed on these two factions not like each other.
It kind of reminded me in a more serious way, kind of like the Israeli conflict.
Oh, yeah.
But
I think that's such a minor point to the series.
There's so many jokes. Oh, yeah. And then, so they have a expert come on board. And this expert so happens to be the guy that Kelly cheated on when her and Mercer were together.
They were married,
so that's the Three's Company nonstop jokes. From that point on, it's just nonstop jokes. And I just, even the very beginning, they were having like a karaoke night with the crew.
Yeah.
And then because Bordas did mention that he could sing. And then like it's Bordas' turn to go up there. And then it's the music for, Titanic. Yeah. So everyone's like cheering and then Bordas like, silence. Like everyone has to be quiet. And then he's about to sing, but then they get the
I was like, oh, we want to see him sing because he says he can sing. I'm pretty sure in a later episode we're going to finally see him sing.
I'm going to imagine it's going to be like operatic. Like,
it's going to be wonderful. Yeah, it's funny.
It's going to be like a powerful like opera.
Yeah.
So the Orville, just like so many episodes of Next Generation where they're like the mediators. So the Union is going to be like the neutral party between these two warring factions.
They have no favor between you.
Yeah. So once the archaeologist gets on board, and Rob Lowe is playing the alien guy, and
so laid back race. The race.
Derulio?
Derulio is his name.
Yeah, and he's so laid back, and Mercer's so pissed off at him, but he's like, this whole conflict's bigger than the three of us, so let's all just work together. He's right. He's so laid back about it. It even was making me mad that he just didn't seem to care.
Hey, she and my wife, and you're so low key about it. It's just like it's infuriating that you're not getting mad at me, getting mad at you. Yeah. That's even getting me more mad.
You're not giving me anything back.
Yeah.
Like he's treating him like crap, and then he's just like, come on, Captain. Yeah, come on.
I'm assuming that's his whole race.
Yeah, they just have this laid back attitude about everything.
Yeah.
So he gets, he's going to his quarters and he runs into our favorite little slime, Yampit?
Yampik.
He kind of runs into him and he has like a guitar and some flowers, like, oh, he's going to go hit on Dr. Finn again.
Yeah.
So he goes, Yampit goes in there and he's like, hey, I'm inviting you to dinner tonight. And she's like, I don't want to go out with you. Well, maybe you'll change your mind after this. And he starts playing his guitar. He's like singing some dumb song.
That's so funny.
And then Dr. Finn's like, just stop. It's starting to get, you've been doing this for a while now. It's almost on the point of like harassment.
Yeah, I'm going to file a complaint.
And then he's like, okay, I had to give him my best shot. I felt kind of bad for him.
A little bit.
Because he tried. He really did try. And then it's just scene after scene of just funny things happening. There's a reoccurring elevator joke where Mercer and Kelly are like arguing. And then this one of the...
Gray looks like a good alien, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah, it's like the makeup job. And every alien is just so good.
Yeah, even the two warring factions look amazing, too.
They look super cool. I like the way that they're so different looking.
It's like, why can't these be Star Trek bad guys? I mean, they look so or at least aliens, but go on.
So, yeah, we see this one guy who's in the elevator. He's like, oh, you're the captain. And he was like, hey, maybe we should get some music in the elevators. And they're just like, go away. We don't want to talk to you. Yeah. And then that joke happens like 3 times.
But it's funny.
It's funny because you forget about it. And it comes up again. Yeah. And eventually he does get the music to play. He's like, hey, if there's any songs you want to put in the playlist. And they're just at the point they're like, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
I don't care.
It's just this is such a weird episode to talk about. Because
again, we're used to having structure and about a point to the story and having a long narrative.
So
the narrative
jokes.
Doesn't really matter.
It is barely a framing device for jokes.
Yeah.
So Kelly starts, getting more sweet on him a little bit on the Derulio. And it's like, oh my goodness, is she gonna like sleep with him again? And then Kelly's supposed to be down there to meet the two warring factions. Yeah, They sent like emissaries. Yeah. And she's not there to meet him. So Mercer's like, Kelly's in her quarters. He goes there. lo and behold, just like in the first episode, she's in bed with freaking Derulio.
And the same thing happens. Squirts something out of his
she's like,
face.
this whatever liquid out of his face. And it's like, Mercer had to relive the same situation 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
And of course, Mercer's pissed beyond all belief.
Definitely.
But they're not married anymore, so technically it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and he even gets mad and tells Malone. Malone goes, well, you're not married anymore, so technically it's not really your business.
The only thing, the dereliction of duty.
Their duty, that's the only thing you could say, that she was being
personally, there's nothing personal about it. And then it's just this weird thing because even Kelly was acting a little weird. Like, okay, she literally was acting like a 15-year-old girl who's in love with her boyfriend. Yeah. Like, whoa, okay, Kelly, calm down.
She even talks to Lark. Yeah, Lark, to the point where she's like, yeah, I think this might be the one, my soulmate. She's looking like, okay.
Oh my goodness, it's a little hardcore.
And you want me to have bangs, on my hair to get bangs? She's looking at her like, oh, I don't, what is this? So weird.
And then during this whole time, you have these 2 warring factions that they're at each other's throats.
They hate each other, yeah.
And then you have this whole, the joke subplot. And they're like, okay, they get them on board. Okay, you guys can have accommodations on this side, and then
for all the sides of the ship.
And again, to bring up the makeup jobs, they're so good. And just this episode, just from what I'm gonna say, makeup and special effects, it just looks amazing.
I mean, some of the actors that were playing the characters go, "It's an amazing job." They look back at like, "Wow, I'm still amazed how."
Yeah, you can't even. Yeah,
I don't even look like me. It's just so good.
And then, it's just, and Derulio's just this laid-back guy about everything. And then, Mercedes points out, I'm going to fire him. I'm going to just kick him off the freaking ship.
Fire him, which is funny.
He just runs in there, get your crap out of here. And then Derulio's like, well, you know what? I did find out some good information. He's showing him, like, the DNA on this artifact. And I guess it was like a birthing pod?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of, like, residual DNA.
And whoever has whatever faction's DNA is on there, that's the one.
That's what they decided.
That's what they decided. So.
And then he's showing it to him, and then even Captain Mercer's like, "Well, we got to solve this conflict." But then like Mercer starts getting like a little like how a guy would act around someone he really likes, and he starts getting kind of like, "Hey, maybe we can get drinks afterwards."
Yeah, he even said a weird little phrase.
No, he was saying instead of groovy, he was like saying groovio.
Groovy. Yeah, groovy. He goes, "Oh, wait a minute, I don't usually say that, like, okay, why are you being so like, just leave already?" It's so
and like awkward. He's making excuses to come back.
Yeah, it's funny. Oh my god, I couldn't stop laughing.
It's just laughing out loud because it's like, okay, you hated this guy, and now you're like acting like a giggly little schoolgirl around him. Like, what's going on?
Like, Mullet goes in his room and he's all playing his eyebrows.
He's like trying to pick out the right coat for when we go get drinks, and it's like, what's your
Mullet's like, wait a minute, are you into this guy?
And that whole setup is just more jokes.
Because Malloy just has a look on his face like, I just can't believe what's happening.
You're my friend. Yeah. 1 second ago, you're at this guy's throat, and now you're having drinks with them, and you're like getting ready like it's a date.
And then he talks about box, and then Mercer goes, "Oh, what's a box? It's just things."
It's just a label. And he's like, "Well, that's what we call things. Oh, that's good for you." Yeah, he goes, the box.
I know. He goes, "Yeah, just words. I don't know what to say." He's all.
And Mercer is being so, I want to say, just hostile towards his friend. Yeah. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I'll call you later, let you know how it goes." You were just yelling at me a second ago. And there's just so many little things, like he puts his clothing, like walks through it.
I know, I love it. It's so funny. It's just the humor's just so. I'm
laughing.
Said, oh my god,
it's such a funny episode.
But one thing I will say though, if these were like the characters in Star Trek, they just had to be so annoying. You have to like the characters. Yeah. For it to work.
I care about all the characters, so I want to know when they're acting so out of character. It's just, and it's done for comedic value. Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So in my mind, during this part of this episode, I'm like, he has to, Derulio has to be doing something.
Oh yeah, there's something going on. I mean,
I didn't know if it was malicious in intent or something, but I'm like,
but it was too laid back. I think to be malicious. I didn't sense that from him.
So Mercer's ready to go on his date with Derulio.
He meets him at the lounge, and the 2 factions are in there like, well, they're at each other's throats, so you don't want to be.
Yeah, they want updates on the DNA.
What's going on, and of course Mercer doesn't care anymore.
He's like, yeah, and he's like looking for his friend, and then he sees Derulio, and he like waves at him.
And then he waves back at him. Okay, so check out, you doing like a girlfriend or something.
Oh goodness!
And then they go in the lounge, and he's with Kelly. Yeah, Kelly has like an open bun, so you can kind of see a little cleavage.
Yeah, she's trying to be sexy.
And then Mercer comes over there, he touches his hand like briefly, like what the hell?
Let's all get drinks together, and there's just like. Then the episode becomes like competing girlfriends. Oh, I can get my man. No, he's my man. It's like, what the hell's going on?
Oh my goodness!
And man, Seth MacFarlane plays it so well. Like he plays a moron in love This whole episode just made me think, when humans, when we're in love and we really like want someone, we do the stupidest things.
Well, the thing is, there is no deeper meaning to this episode.
Yeah,
there's nothing like that we can think about. It was just a pure fun episode.
So it becomes like a competition between Kelly and Mercer, and then it's kind of like, and then every interaction between Kelly and Mercer, oh, you're just jealous because he loves me more now, and it's just like, what the heck is he trying to get back at Kelly? But
at first she thought, is this just a ploy? And she realized, oh my goodness, no, he really likes him.
He's like in love with him.
Yeah.
And Derulo's so laid back, he like doesn't care. Like his whole, again, his race, I remember early in the episode, he's like, well, in my culture, to refuse sex would be very rude. Like, it's a rude thing to do if someone wants to have sex with you. You just do it because it's the right thing to do.
I know, right? It's so funny. And then one other joke, too, when they're all in the science lab or whatever, and here comes Nursery, he has like a picnic and all that, and go, well, I did a picnic too. Well, this is your crappy stale banana bread or something.
And then they go back to Dr. Finn and Yanpik. And then there's a scene where Dr. Finn, she's like in the whole like evening.
Oh, a nice, sexy dress.
Kind of, and then shows up at Yanpik's door, and she's like, oh, can I come? And he's like, oh, yeah, like he's totally into it. And his room we got to learn a little bit about him. I guess he just kind of sleeps like in a little pool.
Yeah,
because he's just jelly.
Bed. It's like a bed frame. He just goes in there. That's what he does.
And I guess like his whole race, they can just change and everything because like his mom became his brother, and it's just all this weird.
Yeah, and he's a better looking one. Looks exactly the same as him. I don't know.
You're a green blob on the ground, and then Finn's like just being super sexy with him, like. And I'm thinking in my mind, whoa, how did this happen? Because I can understand maybe Derulo is doing something, but why is it affecting just Dr. Finn?
And then the awkward scene when he kisses her, his little lips go into like up here.
Yeah, because he stretches
and he kisses her.
And then she's like, well, what do we do from here? And he's like, he's like, yeah.
You want to go swimming?
There's just joke after joke after joke. And then basically, with Mercer and Kelly basically just being Twitter-pated in love, Bortus is kind of taking over the ship and running business. And the two factions are they're okay. We're going to go to war if we don't figure out what this is. Yeah. We'd rather just kill that whole entire race.
Oh, yeah, they don't care. They'll send their whole fleet on each other. That's how bad it was. And Linda Carr's like saying, this is so weird. Why are they acting like this? And Malloy's like, oh, yeah, Mercer's acting like this, too. It's not just Kelly. And then there's a funny... she starts to put it together. Hey, something's not right.
And then there's a funny joke in there. And then because Malloy's like, yeah, Captain Mercer, he was like really into Derulo.
And Isaac.
And Bort's like, into what do you mean? And then Isaac's like, did he enter him in some way? And he's like, not yet.
It's not yet. It's going to happen.
He's like, looks like he really wants to. He's like, Isaac doesn't understand what get into like inside of him. Yeah, I guess that's the whole point at the end.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, because they're thinking about just a weird what's going on. They're not thinking that kind of way.
And and Derulo's kind of doing his job, but he's kind of more focused on just being in relationships than actually doing his job.
Yeah.
And then that's the scene we were talking about where he's starting to make he said in a couple hours or whatever they're going to figure out whose DNA it is, and then that's when Captain Mercer shows up with like a picnic basket, some Chardonnay and banana bread. It's like, what the hell is he doing?
And she goes, I did the same thing too. Well, this isn't your tired ass banana bread. He tells her.
Yeah, and then like afterwards they stop and he's like, oh, you're gonna meet in my quarters for dinner afterwards, and then he's like, yay, he's so happy. He's like jumps off and
he ends up picking him.
Yeah, he ends up being with Mercer. And then again, more people not showing up for work. Dr. Finn's like not in sick bay.
Yeah, and she's like, what's going on? We already have the security on account. She's like, well, we don't know what's going on with Mercer and Kelly. Now this is what's going on here. So because her kids come onto the bridge,
saying, "Where's my mom?
Where's my mom?" She's not answering.
It's been hours.
So she goes down there, basically.
And she basically knocks on the door, no answer. And I guess she basically uses security over open door. And then you see Yanpik's like enveloped her. So they're basically having sex in the way that his people can. Then Laura's just like, she's like screaming. She doesn't know what's going on.
She closes the door.
And she closes the door. And then it comes back. And then, Dr. Finn's putting on her clothes. And, little thing about privacy. And it's like, you need to go to work.
This isn't work. This is sick bay. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're just having sex in the middle of the office. Yeah. Oh, I thought you'd be happy for me. I found my soulmate. And she's like, everyone keeps saying that. Why is everyone freaking out? Yeah. And Yanpik's like, I'm ready for round 2.
Right. Gentleman, I want round 2.
And basically, Laura orders him, go to your quarters and do not leave.
And at first he goes, well, the jelly wants what the jelly wants.
You can't stop this. So ridiculous. And then you start figuring out, and then she basically goes straight to Derulio, and that's when, the whole picnic basket scene happens. She kicks them all out. She's like, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. She's basically like, I'm going to hurt you. And then he's like, okay, whenever my people go into like their heat cycle.
Once a year,
he puts off a pheromone, and it basically makes everyone.
Yeah, they touch me. That's it.
They're gonna get like their sex drive is gonna go into overdrive.
Yeah,
and this is where I came to the thing. He says that these are like real feelings, but is it?
I think it's artificial. Yes, you might feel things, but it's being filled by artificial means. The thing is, I think the reason why, this is my personal opinion, why Derulio did that with Mercer, because he knew it was going to be so much tension. He figured, hey, if he ends up...
I'll calm him down,
and if we end up having sex, I'll calm him down, and we'll be, I guess, it'll make things easier. That's all. Because I think his race doesn't see nothing about sex. It doesn't matter.
It's not it's an emotional thing, but it's not...
It doesn't mean anything.
It means just as much as, like, going out to dinner with someone.
Or saying hi to somebody.
Yeah, or meeting for coffee.
Yeah, that's all it means to them.
So, we figure out that's what's going on. And then Laura's like, okay, everyone... And I guess... Even Derulio was surprised that it rubbed off on Yampik, but it didn't affect him. He was just a carrier. Yeah. Then when he gave Dr. Finn the flowers...
He's a different species, that's why. He's not a humanoid. And then they gave the flowers, it affected Finn, like you said.
Yeah, Dr. Finn. So... And they're like, okay, forget it. Everyone go to the coordinates. We're going to solve this. And then the two races are like going to go to war. Yeah. Like, forget all this forensic stuff. We're going to just kill each other.
Another way he says, then he goes, the union's been totally useless. They have helped us out on that
Because, everyone's on their freaking super sex drive.
Yeah.
They basically, both fleets of ships show up.
They start attacking
and then, the Orville's like, dang, look at all these ships. And, it's like, then they just start going to war. They try to solve it with the science. They're like, oh, if we
deflector shield.
Like, put our deflector shield on, remodulate it, it can, put a barrier between the two ships.
But Yampik has the one to do it through the engineering.
And he's not in engineering. And then Alar's like, okay, you're off of, basically house arrest. Get to engineering, do your job. So he's on his way to do his job, and Dr. Finn shows up, and she's like, well, you haven't called me back. And he's like, well, I was ordered not to. And then she pulls a phaser out on him. Yeah. Crazy girlfriend, completely out of her mind girlfriend. Yeah. And that goes to lead me to when Derulio said, oh, this is like your natural feelings. No, these are insane levels of these feelings.
I think what it is, like you were saying earlier, I think it's an opposite of what your feelings are. The more you hate someone, that's much more stronger you're going to love them. I think she dislikes Yampik because he bothers her, harasses her so much. But now it's the complete opposite of that, where she's obsessed about it.
And then even Yampik's like, you got a gun on me, yikes,
Yeah.
So they're trying to get the shield thing going, and then, engineering's like, never showed up. Yeah. And then everyone's like, what is going on here? Derulio shows up on the bridge. He's like, I have an idea to fix this whole problem. Yeah. And I kind of basically okay, we see where this is going. Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, there's a part before, it's so funny.
Where Mercer and him actually end up sleeping together. And they're those ships are warring outside, and Mercer doesn't care.
And they're trying to call him because it's his quarters. He's wearing a robe, and he has a little towel thing. He's I'm not here. He's all, I'm not here.
And it's even Derulio's like, you know what? We had to solve this problem. And he's like, you have to go on the bridge. You have to be a captain. I don't want to be captain. I just want to be captain of you.
I'm always there. I love your great physique.
He's just being the biggest, girliest girlfriend there ever could be. It's so funny.
I love it. Oh, God.
And then, and then Derulio goes to the bridge, and he's like, okay, I think I can solve this problem. And basically the whole thing was to make the two emissary guys fall in love. They walk up on the bridge holding hands, and they call their fleets off or whatever.
And it's so funny. He goes, well, why don't you tell them? I don't want to. I want my parents to know.
Yeah,
first.
I don't want them to know, but for my parents to. Oh, you make me so happy. And it's oh,
and then they're kissing each other. And these two guys are manly aliens. These are not any kind of. That's what makes it funny.
So sex solves everything. That's how it happens. But we also learned that this whole effect only lasts a day or two.
Yeah.
And then they even brought that up, hey, what if the thing wears off and then these two people end up hating each other again?
Yeah, but then that's when Derulio comes in and goes, I found DNA of both races on that pod. So
they have a common ancestor.
So the common ancestor that was from a long time ago, so they could both share the planet now.
So by their own agreement, they both have claim to the planet. Yeah. So hopefully they can do a 2-state solution.
Yeah, I think
that's how they're going to do it. And, Derulio basically apologizes for, his race. He goes through this heat cycle and everything. And he's about to leave. And then Kelly asks him, hey, when we first slept together when I was married, were you going through your heat cycle? And that's what, affected me.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, maybe. And he walks away.
The way he smiled, I think he was.
So, and as the question to all the fans out there, does she get a pass?
I think
she had no control of herself.
She had no control. If it affected Mercer the way it did, it can affect anyone. If it affected, it doesn't matter.
So there you go. I'll put a little poll up. Should Mercer 100% forgive Kelly? Because if it was his heat cycle and it does affect you the way it does, she literally had no chance.
Oh yeah. Also, guys, we forgot another part in this episode when they're both sitting at the table before they go to war, and then Mercer's there. He goes, I got to tell you guys, I've been holding it all day. I found this new guy in my life.
When you find the right person, you just have to tell everyone. And the other two races like, we don't care about your sex life.
He's like, I gotta meet him now. I gotta go. And he just leaves.
Yeah, they're good. Like, we're gonna go to war. Oh well, I got a date. And he just runs out of the room.
It's so funny. I'm just laughing here.
This is probably the funniest thing I've seen on TV in a long time. Especially because I wasn't really expecting it.
No,
I laughed during Orville jokes, but this episode I'm like,
because I mean, goodness, like literally the last episode there was like maybe 1, 2 jokes. This was just making me laugh too. Oh my god!
And like I said, Seth MacFarlane's portrayal of a man who's madly in love is ridiculously funny.
One thing, and since we waited a little bit to do the review on this the next day, I thought some people like in the gay community or LGBTQ, I should say, would be against it because it's a bad portrayal. But actually, all enough they were having.
I wasn't really looking on Twitter, but just for people hashtagging the Orville, and everyone seemed to. They didn't take it as a negative thing.
And then it shouldn't. It's fun. It's just all in good fun. It was a character. It was like the extreme. It wasn't anything that was malice behind it.
See, and I'm thinking in Derulo's race, it doesn't affect people as hard as it does humans.
No.
So I think humans, just because how Derulio was so laid back, his emotions aren't as pronounced as humans. We have such a huge range from dead sadness to like exuberant happiness.
So on his race, he's affected by it. It's like, oh, okay, let's go. It's not like this whole emotional roller coaster.
We're soulmates. We'll love together. We'll be forever together. Yeah. So overall, as just a straight comedy episode, it's a 10 out of 10. Overall, science fiction, it's a 7 because it's just joke after joke after joke.
I don't want to say because as much as I've laughed and enjoyed this episode, is this probably I hate to say worst episode because that's an insult of the Orville episode so far. If you guys see comment, it's close. It's close. It's good, but
the science fiction aspect of the Orville was merely a framing device for all the jokes. But the jokes are so funny. Yeah. It just how everyone was acting. When another thing, I just keep remembering all these little jokes when Mercer and Derulio were together, and Kelly was in her quarters, like eating chocolate and crying.
And playing some sound. I remember something was so funny. She's like, my little Mariah.
Yeah, she didn't even want to go to the bridge.
No,
there's alien race out there going to war, killing each other, and they're so caught up in their.
So strong, I can imagine.
That's debilitating.
Yeah,
you literally cannot even do command.
No,
all you care about is your partner. That's a little extreme.
That's a little much. That's a little extreme.
Oh, so overall, I like this episode, but as a science fiction episode, it's pretty weak. But the jokes are so good.
Yeah, and again, they want to give that guy accommodation for the spray. He goes, I just took it and put it in spray form.
Yeah, so like they made the guys
shake hands. We just had to make them shake hands. That was the only hard part, but we got them to
They fell in love. They're all holding hands and everything.
About 2 days ago, like, oh my god, it's actually such a thing.
I want to tell my parents I found the one. Oh, okay.
That's so funny.
Oh man, this episode. I don't know how the comments are gonna go. It's such a funny episode.
Because again, this will be the first time in comics if they go sideways, not because of political reasons, because the humor was so pronounced. And it also reminds me, like, there was episodes like this too in Star Trek, where the second episode, Next Generation, when they got affected by that one virus that affected the original Star Trek crew too, and they got out. Everyone was drunk and all that. But in this, also Deep Space Nine episode when Lwaxana Troi, Deanna Troi, mom got when she reached a certain age, what their feelings go on to other people, and since she was in love with Odo, it affected everyone. But in this episode, things happened. People were having sex. It wasn't like it could happen, but it didn't. No, it happened.
Yeah, yeah. So it took like a classic sci-fi.
But
it literally took it to the extreme. And then just, even the jokes had nothing to do with it. The elevator joke was funny.
Oh, gosh.
The Bordist wanting to sing was funny. There's, is he inside him? All that stuff.
Right? Again, it's like, I don't want to put this episode down, but I'm comparing it to the other Over episodes.
Yeah.
It's a good episode, but it's not, it's like you said, it's not sci-fi-ish in that sense, but
yeah,
it's hard to explain. It's just kind of.
But did I have fun watching the episode?
Oh, yes.
I had the most fun in an hour watching a television show, just laughing and laughing. That on that aspect, it's a complete win. But when I think back and sit back and think of science and a science fiction show, it's way weak.
I mean, you can't compare it to Majority Rule.
Yeah.
Or It's a Girl. It's just not there. It's just not there.
So I can't wait to read your guys' comments. I mean, what were your favorite jokes? Should Captain Mercer forgive Kelly?
I think he should.
If that's the case and it wasn't her fault, I think it kind of has to.
And in fact, he experienced it himself. Yeah. He knows what it's like.
How strong that pull is.
It's pretty strong.
So, yeah, I'll throw those polls up there and have you guys vote on it and then we'll talk about it.
First time I'm going to vote. Another thing, because this one's an easy one. This is silly. I mean, how can anyone get mad with the results of this poll?
Because he didn't say if it was or wasn't.
No.
So,
but he said it maybe, that kind of smirk, I think.
He gave that Rob Lowe little smirk,
I recognize that's Rob Lowe. That's totally Rob Lowe. I remember seeing the episode. Before I even looked it up, I knew that was him.
So, yeah, that's going to wrap up the episode again. It was just a weird one because there's just so many jokes.
Oh, my, yeah. We're probably even forgetting a couple.
There's so many silly little things.
Just even the ones like that, the way Malloy's looking at him when he's talking to Mercer.
Yeah, he's not even talking. And Captain Mercer's like yelling at him, and it's like, I'm not even saying anything.
Words, boxes, and all these other phrases.
I thought you'd be happy for me. He's like, I don't know what to think. It's just so ridiculous. My soulmate. Oh my goodness. I love it. So that's gonna wrap up this episode. Just laughs all around. It's great.
Yeah, you can tell when we're laughing. We're generally laughing. This isn't fake.
Yeah, we love it.
We love
funny.
it. It's so good.
So I've been your host, Crimson.
I'm 15 BCA.
Thanks for watching.
See you later. Bye.